What is up, guys? And in today's video, I will be reviewing episode 3 of the Chucky TV series. Make sure you do go check out my review for episode 1 and episode 2. I will be making a playlist shortly of all the episodes that I have reviewed. This is episode 3. We are on to episode 3. And what can I say? What an episode. Now, this episode will contain some spoilers. There's so much to talk about. That ending was shocking. I have to spoil and talk about that ending, so there will be some spoilers in this review. So let's go ahead and get right into this. So this one picks right up after the first, right after the second episode. Picks up right after the second episode. And we see Jake thinking he's going to kill Lexi, but it's not Lexi. And as the episode goes on, you really think that Jake will become a killer. I still think he's going to become a killer, but he's going to battle with, does he want to go down that route? And you see that, like, when he goes sees his father's and his mother's grave, you can see that he is battling that a little bit. Like, does he really want to become, a killer? Like, does he want to, be Chucky's sidekick? Like, does he want to be that? And you could tell he's really battling that. But yes, I do think he will become a killer. But besides that, the score was really amazing. And what I found out, watching, episode 3 and just paying, close attention to the score, as well as I feel like each episode is having its own score. And I like that because this score gives me, even though it's not the Child's Play 1 or the Child's Play 2 score, it feels like that, and I like that. And I also really enjoyed all the Jake stuff, enjoyed all the Chucky stuff. Again, like I said, how I feel. Every episode, it's getting better and better, and Chucky's personality and how he's written gets better and better. The stuff with Jake gets better and better. I want to talk about the character Devin for a minute, because I feel like Devin is playing both sides here. And I think that's what's going to pull Jake onto Chucky's side. Because you do hear Chucky saying, some things going to push you off the edge. Did Lexi push you off the edge? He didn't say it like that, but it was, similar to that. Like, Lexi pushed you over the edge. What if Chucky's wrong in this scenario? And yes, Lexi did push Jake over the edge, but what's really going to push him over the edge is Devin. Him finding out Devin is playing both sides. He is a very close friend of Lexi, but also, a friend to Jake. But actually, he doesn't even want to be friends with Jake. He's just messing and kind of using Jake. So I find that really interesting. Is Devin playing both sides, which I think he is, and is that going to pull Jake to Chucky's side? I think we shall find out. I think that's going to be kind of the finale, or the episode before the finale, when we get that revelation that Devin, there's more to Devin. I think in this episode, we kind of got that Devin isn't the character that we all think that he is, and I like that. Again, I think this is probably one of the, I enjoyed episode 1 and episode 2, but again, like I said, I feel like each episode's getting better, the story's getting better, the characters are getting better, and I feel like, again, this episode is more slower, and I don't mind it. This episode feels a little bit more slower, and what I like about this episode, even though it's a little bit slower, again, don't mind it, it really feels like Child's Play 1. Towards like the middle, towards the end, it feels so much like Child's Play 1. And I think that is so cool. It's not only going to feel like Child's Play 2 or even Curse a little bit, but it's going to feel like Child's Play 1. And this episode really felt like Child's Play 1. Like, once Jake gave the Chucky doll to that little girl, Child's Play 1 vibes just went straight forward. But, we even got a callback to the first Child's Play. And that is the scene where the little girl's with Chucky, and the little girl says, Chucky wanted to watch the news. Like, that reminded me of Andy, and it was obviously just a straight callback to the original Child's Play. I love that we are getting callbacks to the original, and the original is getting some knowledge here in this franchise. I think that's really cool and really awesome. And not only, in the scene where Jake sees his father and mother's grave, we see a pan out shot of Charles Lee Ray's grave, and it is in a new location, which makes sense. I mean, his grave was dug up, so I'm sure they would, I'm sure that they relocated his grave to be here. And again, there we do get one kill in this. Sadly, it's not Lexi, which I will talk about that here in a minute. Which kind of disappointed me that she didn't die in this episode, but it's this, like, I forgot, it's one of the guys that Lexi likes. He gets killed up on the steps. He gets stabbed by Chucky. It's a really cool scene. But, we do get one kill per episode. Even though this is a good kill, the episode 2 kill was way better. This kill was good, but I feel like the other one was way better. And I don't think Lexi died in this episode, because paying attention to episode 1 and 2, we only get one kill per episode. So that's kind of a dead giveaway. Guess what? Lexi's not dead. I kind of have that feeling now. She's going to be that character that we hate so much, but you're going to have to hate her in season 2 if we get a season 2. You know what I mean? Where she's going to die early on in season 2. Like I said, if we get one, like maybe we're in episode 2 or episode 3. This whole episode as a whole, it was really fun. I really enjoyed this episode. All the stuff with Jake, like I've already said. Lexi, you hate Lexi more and more, and you hate her more and more, and you just want her character to get it by Chucky or Jake. I thought that was really cool, where Chucky was not really upset at Jake for basically choking and not killing, Lexi in that garage. And I thought what was really cool here, like in the last couple of episodes, Chucky was, speaking some facts. He was speaking some things. Here, Jake was speaking some things. He was speaking some facts, because Jake was saying, like, hey, if I would have killed Lexi in that garage, all eyes would have been on me. And it would have been too obvious, and all eyes would have been on me. It would have been super hard to hide the body, because then Chucky's a doll, and, Jake, is only one person. So, again, Jake was speaking some facts in this episode. So that, was really cool. And I just love the interactions of Chucky and Jake. Like, it's something we never seen before in this original franchise. We never seen Chucky just sit down with somebody and just have some sort of deep conversation with that person. I think that is so memorable and so iconic, in my opinion. It's something, again, we've never seen that before. A couple more things I do want to talk about. Again, the ending was very shocking, and I will get to that later on in a minute. But I want to talk about some more of the Lexi stuff and how I think she lives and all of that. We all know all the kids didn't see the fire, or so we think. I think one of the kids, whether that be a major one or just like one of the random side kids, maybe it was Devin. Devin or someone sees that there's a fire, they run up. Chucky goes into Barbie mode. He goes into Barbie mode, and they save Lexi out of the fire, and where it goes from there. So I am predicting that for episode 4. That's where it will pick up from. Somebody saving Lexi, and it will go on from there, sadly. But I think it's pretty obvious that she lived. I think it's pretty obvious that she lived. A couple other things I do want to talk about. It was disappointing. It kind of took me out a little bit, but that ending pulled me back in. They bleeped Chucky. They actually bleeped Chucky. Yes. This many episodes in, again, 3rd episode, right? 3rd episode in, they bleeped Chucky. Out of nowhere, like, they are bleeping him. So is this something we're going to have to get used to? Maybe not in episode 4, but in episode 5, they're going to bleep him. Is this what we're going to start getting now? Is where Chucky will be Chucky, but some of his words will be blurred out. You know what I mean? And I also feel like, even though I'm really loving this TV series, I feel like it's some of the best writing we've seen in the franchise, since, the first couple, Child's Play 1 to Bride, I will say, I feel like Lexi would have gotten killed in this if Sci-Fi was a little bit more lenient on the kills. Would have been like, okay, Chucky can kill 2 people per episode, or 3 people per episode. Lexi would have definitely gotten killed in this episode, and that's how this episode would have ended, with her death, if sci-fi was a little bit more, just cool with Chucky killing, like maybe 2 kills per episode instead of 1 kill per episode. And that kind of makes it predictable for the next episode, because we know that she does live. So yeah, the ending. Again, I really applaud Don Mancini and everybody else, because there is a writer's room, there's other people around. Again, some of the best writing we've seen in the franchise since Child's Play 1 to Bride. It's some of the best writing. That ending, we've never had an ending like this before. Anything we've seen before, it's jaw-dropping, it's shocking. So we get to know a lot more about Charles, Chucky, and I think going forward we're going to see more teenage Chucky now. But we know, as you pay attention throughout the episode, we see more of Chucky's backstory. We see more of Chucky's backstory in this, and we know that there's a killer going around Hackensack. There was a killer going around before Chucky, and Chucky hears this on the radio and stuff, and on this one night, there's a home invasion in Charles's home. In his home, there's a break-in. There's a break-in. Chucky, sees his father getting stabbed. So you think, okay, well, his mother's next. This random killer, is going to kill his mother, right? No, you're wrong. Chucky acts like a normal kid, in this situation. Charles acts like what a normal kid would in this situation. They go and hide in this closet. Charles, kills his mother in the closet. And he looks up to the killer like, I'm gonna take on your legacy. I love you, man. Like, that's what he's looking like, and that's what he's thinking. Like, man, I love your work. I love you, man. You're awesome. You're my role model. That's what Chucky's thinking right now, after killing his mother and seeing this killer, and the killer just applauding him. I did not see that coming, and again, give it up to Don Mancini and all the writers for actually handling Chucky's backstory properly, and not just being something generic like, wow, he killed his own mother in that closet and looked up to that killer like a role model. I love it. I love this episode. Final thoughts on the episode. I love this episode. 10 out of 10, just like the other episodes. 10 out of 10, solid episode. Really recommend it. Again, just as good as the previous ones, maybe even better. Really enjoyed this one. Again, I like the slow burn of this. I thought that was really cool. The slow burn of it. I had no complaints out of the previous ones. The only complaints that I would have for this episode is, one, kind of disappointing that Lexi didn't die. I was like, she's going to be a typical character. They're going to just drag on for too long, and we're going to just get annoyed with her character totally. Second, I'm kind of annoyed that they blurred out Chucky on that one scene. But outside of that, again, really loved this episode. Only 2 complaints for me. Again, Lexi not dying, which it could be just a little nitpick thing, which probably for most anyway. And secondly, bleeping Chucky out. You don't blur Chucky out under any circumstances. Considering they're airing this thing like at 10 p.m., you really won't think they would do that, but they are now. So, but it is what it is. I'm still really enjoying this episode. Can't wait to see what they do with episode 4 and going forward. I'm so locked into this series. Hope you guys are enjoying it as well. Make sure you hit the like button. Please subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Let me know your thoughts on the Chucky TV series in the comments below. Catch you guys in the next video.